Hello and welcome to our tutorial on transaction reconciliation. In this video, I'm going to show you what transaction reconciliation is, how to use it, how to interpret the results, and what to do if you find any discrepancies. So let's start. What it can do for you. So transaction reconciliation is essentially a transaction matching engine. It lets you compare two sets of data, what lives in your accounting, namely your clearing account, against the reports that you see on the side of your platforms. It will surface any inconsistencies that they might exist. Whether some transactions are missing on either side, or maybe there's some discrepancies, you can see this all clearly through transaction reconciliation. It is obviously ideal when you're trying to reconcile, but also when you spot some discrepancies already in your books and you're trying to dig deeper. Instead of trying to find a needle in a haystack, you can use this tool to help you do this. So let's start. So here we have our matching engine where you can compare what's in your accounting against your integration for a selected date range. When it comes to date range, you can go as far back as you like with an exception of the current day. So the current day you can't choose because data is still flowing for that day, and that's the reason. Accounting, you can see the platform is already pre-selected for you because there's only one connected to Synder, so we know which one that is. When it comes to integrations, here you can choose whichever you would like to reconcile from the drop-down, and let's say we're going to go for Stripe. As you can see, then the clearing account shows up, and if you have more than one, you can select it here. Last but not least is automation mode. In Synder, we have 3 automation modes. It's the same on each side. What do they mean? Automated mode means that Synder will automatically get the data via the API and you don't have to upload anything. So let's try it out. You can see I'm going to choose it, and that's it, and you can start matching. If you would like to choose a standard mode, that is a mode when we know exactly which file we would like you to upload. We give you a very detailed instructions what to do, and we will take care of the rest of all the column matching and normalization of the data. Last but not least is the manual mode. For the manual mode, all you need to do is to pick a file that contains all your transactions, upload it, and then you need to map your columns. So you need to tell Synder which columns you should like to use for primary ID and so on. There is plenty of different things that you can find in here. But once you do that and you save it as a template, you can then reuse it again every time you're going to reconcile this particular platform. So what it means is that this mapping of the columns is simply a one-time job. So for this reconciliation, I would like to reconcile the month of February. I'm going to select dates. I would like to use an automated mode for my accounting so I don't have to upload any files. And I would like to do the same with Stripe. And I can start matching. And here is our results page. And our reconciliation is here at the very top. Let's see how did it go. We can see that we have 97% of matched transactions. However, that is still not reconciled. Only 100% gives you a reconciled status. So we can dig deeper. On this screen, we can see 4 different tabs: matched, discrepancy, not matched, and ignore. Let us see what do they mean. In the matched tab, we can see all the transactions that were successfully matched. So if we open, for example, this one, we can see that in accounting, the payment and expense for these amounts was matched to a charge for this particular amount. And here, let's say this one, we have this transfer in accounting that was matched to this payout in the integration. So these are our matched transactions. Now, discrepancy. Discrepancy means that the ID is matching so that Synder understands that this is a one and the same transaction. However, the amounts do not. And here we have what was in accounting, what was in integration, and this is delta, which is the difference. As for the not matched tab, what it means is that some transactions are missing on either side, maybe missing in accounting or in integration. As we have seen here, we have 5 transactions which are missing in accounting, which means they were present on Stripe, but they are not present in accounting. And ignored is another tab when you manually ignore transactions and they just end up in this tab. Now we know how to interpret the results, so let's have a look how to fix them. So first things first. Here we have only a few transactions that are not matching, but it is possible, especially when you're new to transaction reconciliation in Synder, that you come in and you see that no transactions are matching. That is usually not as bad as it seems because it means that something has gone wrong at the setup stage. So all you need to do is to go to refresh the data and it will take you back to this screen where we started. And if you're uploading any files, you need to just make sure that the columns match so that you're comparing apples to apples. But in our case, we have only few, so let us have a look what we can do about it. There are three cases. Either they're missing in integration, in accounting, or it's a discrepancy. If they are missing in integration, what it means is that they do live in accounting. Usually the cause is that these transactions were manually added. If you confirm that this is the case and these are true transactions that were added, you can safely ignore them in here so they don't affect your reconciliation. If the transaction is missing in accounting, that means it lives in the integration and we have imported it, but it's not in your books. And the best place to investigate that is Synder. All you need to do is to copy the ID number and go to either platform transactions or transactions list depending on the sync mode and paste it here. Once you do, you can see what kind of transaction that is and what has happened to it. We can see here that it was deleted. What it means is that this transaction was rolled back from your accounting. If the transaction was rolled back and you understand why it happened and you want to sync it again, all you need to do is to sync it. And once that data is through, you can go and follow the same path as before for the refreshing of the reconciliation. And let us take a moment here to look at the situation with the discrepancies, because that is also a great place to look for it. In this screen, you have a link to your books and also link to here we have Stripe, which means that if there is a discrepancy in between the two, you can investigate that also from Synder and get links to either. So here we are having this rollback synced. As we can see, all is synced now. So from here, once you decide whether you want to ignore different elements or sync them again or make any changes and adjustment, once all the data is clear and you are happy with the result, all you need to do is to refresh the data, run the reconciliation again. If it's automated, all the data is already updated. If you would like to upload the files, you need to upload the new file with the new data. And that's it, and you follow the same thing, and then everything matches. And that's it. Your transaction reconciliation is finished. As you can see, we have 100% match. Everything is reconciled. And this is how you reconcile transactions with Synder. Thanks for watching.